Hi, Miss Dinert's class. So, typically at the end of the school year, I have a few traditions that I like to share with my students. I begin by talking with my students about all of the wonderful memories that we've shared, and I have a letter that I send home to the families that I also read aloud to the students. I also always do classroom superlatives at the end of the year. However, between maternity leave and COVID and being out of school on March 16th, things got a little messed up. So the plan was that we would have done our superlatives before spring break with Mrs. Diner in school. And the plan was that I would have come to your graduation, read each of your names aloud individually, and read you this letter because it truly is something that I wanted to do in person. But the best laid plans don't always work out. So, with that said, what I thought I would do is share a little video with you to share our classroom superlatives that I have awarded each of you, and also to share some of my memories of this year. Now, it seems like it was just, you know, the other day when we all came together and we began this journey of fifth grade, but it also seems like it was years ago. It's very weird how being home for so long has done that to us. So when I look back and I think about the start of this school year, it was monumental for me. This is my 10th year teaching. I was so excited to be starting my second year at Miss Apillion. And I knew when I looked at our class list that I had some of the best fifth graders. And I told you guys each and every day that we truly had the best class. And I really, really, truly believe that. It seems like it was a really long time ago that we were all together and celebrating and talking about all of the wonderful things. We were getting ready for the Smarter Balance test that we didn't have to take, thank goodness. And we were preparing for just the middle school madness that we were all excited for. With that said, I typically send this letter to your families, and I tell your families that I'm giving you back to them, the same child that they confidently entrusted to my care last fall. Well, I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not giving them back. I'm instead thanking your families. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for everything you have done over these last few months. I cannot imagine how difficult it was for so many of your families to have to balance teaching you at home, probably either working remotely or not working, or going to work and being scared going to work. I know how challenging that was. So instead of giving you back to your families, I'm thanking your families for everything that they have done for your education. And if you haven't already done so, please thank them as well because they have done so much to help you. With that said, I know that you are pounds heavier, inches taller, and months wiser than you were last fall when we started out. I know that you are hopefully a little more responsible and more mature, even though being home for the last few weeks, you may not feel that way right now. I know that you would have had all of these growths despite working with me, but I really appreciate having the privilege and pleasure of being your teacher this year. Each day that we were together and I got to see those moments where you unfolded and you got to show your personal best, or we laughed, or sometimes we struggled through those moments, I enjoyed each and every one of them. So, with that said, I appreciated every moment we spent in our narrow classroom. And I have to tell you that I miss those moments so dearly. Even though I wasn't supposed to be there, at this time of the year because I was going to be home on maternity leave. I am so sad that our year is ending this way. It crushes me that we are not there to give each other a big hug and to tell each other that we love each other so much and that we're not there to share those moments. So I want you to know that despite those things that we're missing, and it's okay to be sad that we're missing those things, I am so incredibly proud of each and every one of you. The gains that you have made this year, the things that you accomplished. By March 16th, heck, we were done with all of our math standards. We had learned all of the things that we needed for fifth grade. So you should be so proud of that. You should be so incredibly proud of all of the things that you accomplished this year and how hard each of you worked. Thank you for sharing in those moments with me. Thank you for all of your hard work that you presented to me each and every day. I am so happy I was your teacher. And so, without further ado, I would like to share our class superlatives, and I will explain each one. So starting out with Mr. Jaden. Mr. Jaden is awarded the Mr. Smile Award because each day he came to school with a big grin on his face. He was ready to learn. He helped unload the breakfast bag almost every morning. He gave me a big hug and said hello to the other fellow teachers in the hallway. And he was so excited to start the day. So he is our Mr. Smile. Anaya, none of you should be surprised because I think hands down, we all would say that you were the most athletic in our classroom. You were so amazing. Every time I was out at recess, Girls on the Run coaching you last year, watching you thrive as an athlete, you are amazing. And I know you will go far with your athletic skills. Kensley, you get the Future President Award. Kensley, you are so well spoken, so well liked in the classroom. Every single person wants to just thrive off of your personality. You have so much to give, and I am so incredibly thankful that I got to teach you. Karis, you receive our Miss Caring Award because everything that you did it with care. You did it with kindness. You did it from the bottom of your heart, and that will get you really far in life. Ben, you are all around all-star, whether it was soccer skills at recess, whether it was being a mathematician or reading a book or supporting a classmate or helping a friend, you are all around doing your best every single day. Lucy, you're my rock star. I could always count on you that when you accomplished something, you did it with all your heart. Sometimes you had moments where you were frustrated. Sometimes you had moments where you were excited, but we got through every single one of them. And for that, you're my rock star. Colby, I'm giving you the Never a Dull Moment Award because there was never a dull moment having you as a student. Whether it was looking over your shoulder and seeing that you had gone ahead and solved every single problem correctly or done something else wonderful. It was never dull. To moments peeping in and seeing you walking out of the bathroom doing some kind of dance move or catching you being silly with your friends. It was never a dull moment being your teacher because I never knew what to expect. On one hand, you were this wonderful, studious, great student. And on another hand, you had this thriving personality that we got to see snippets of that I just loved. Keegan, you're my king of questions. Every time I turned around, I could always depend on Keegan to have his hand up in the air, whether it was volunteering to do something or asking a great question. And that will get you really far. You cannot be scared in life to ask those questions because there are lots of questions that you need to ask. Antonia, you had brilliant behavior all year. I could always look to Antonia, no matter where she was sitting in the classroom, no matter who she was next to be doing the right thing. Ethan, you're my Mr. Personality. Ethan also always had a big grin on his face, joking with the teachers, joking with his classmates, but doing so appropriately. And I really appreciate that about you, Ethan. Hannah, you're my dreamer. You were always singing a song, telling us something, making connections to things that were far beyond the classroom. And your dreaming is so much fun as a teacher to teach. Kimara, I'm giving you the Headed to Hollywood Award. You're so talented. You are so creative. You are doing your dance moves, doing your cheerleading positions. You are going to go places, this girl. Kelsey, most artistic. Not a question there. Always doing wonderful, wonderful paintings. One of the things I'm looking forward to doing is going back to school and picking up some of those beautiful, beautiful paintings that you did for me so I can bring them home to decorate in my house. Savannah, you're my future teacher. Everything I did in the classroom, I depended on you to help me out. I would look over and you'd be cleaning the whiteboard for me or taking care of things. I would not have made it through this year without all of your help. Jefferson, you're my friendly neighbor. We could always count on Jefferson to give us a laugh, to help out a friend, to be doing the right thing. And I really appreciate that. Trent, not the class clown, but we're going to go with the snicker starter. And a snicker starter is someone who's always making somebody snicker, always making somebody kind of have a little laugh, even me sometimes. And I really enjoyed having you in the classroom to teach because when I had you making jokes and doing those things, it just made it more enjoyable to be around. And I miss having you and your personality in my classroom every day. Damaris, you're my ray of sunshine, giving me those little sweet hugs, giving me that little smile. Really, really fun student to teach. Yancey, you're my handy helper. I knew I could count on you to be helping out a student, helping out a friend, and doing whatever you could to make this classroom a success. Wilmar, Mr. Manners, you always were doing the right thing, having good manners, thanking people. No wonder you were safety patrol. I think you could have been the leader of the whole safety patrol with that behavior. Joshua, you're my math elite. You were someone I could depend on to go above and beyond with our mathematics. I remember the day that we were learning about fractions and I looked over and you were like, yeah, I already know how to divide fractions, or yeah, I already know how to do that. And you did. You were so good at math. And I know that you are going to be a rock star at math in middle school and beyond. James, you're my right hand man. From early on, you sat right by my desk, and I knew I could turn to you to have your support, for you to help me with something. You were someone that was always there for me to depend on. And I really miss having you there to kind of check in with throughout each and every school day. Brody, I have two for you. So, first and foremost, you were the leader of the pack. You were always racing to get things done. You were racing to, be accomplished, to be the leader out on the playground. You were someone I could depend on. You were someone honest and trustworthy as that leader. But you're also my computer whiz. I knew that if I had a problem and I needed it solved on the computer, you were the first person I called to come over. Even when people would send students from other classrooms, Miss McKee would send a student across the hall and say, "Hey, Mrs. Steiner, can you help them?" The secret was it was really you that was helping them. So I appreciate you being my computer whiz each and every day. Caden, you're my road runner. You were fastest to get done. Your brain, sometimes I would ask a question, you would have it solved before I was even finished asking the question. You have such an amazing talent for solving problems in your head, quick, complex problems, and that is so impressive. Malin, you got my Stick to It award. I have never had a student that was such a hard worker, so dependable. Every time I looked over, I knew that Malin, you were going to be doing your best and giving it your all every single day, and that does not go unnoticed. Grayson, last and not least, you are the Let Me Tell You All About It award, because I could count on you to tell me all about it. I remember early on in the school year, we had a lunch bunch together and we were sitting together and you were just talking up a storm. And I was like, who is this kid? Like, you were not like that in the classroom during instruction. But when it was not instruction time and you had a minute to talk, we better get ready, get the popcorn out, because we had lots to listen to. And I really, really miss hearing your wonderful stories. So I hope you enjoyed your awards. I hope that each of you is sitting there and thinking back to those fond memories of being in our classroom family together, and you're thinking back to the wonderful experiences you had in fifth grade. I know without a doubt, when you look back, you're going to say, man, fifth grade was a year. When you have your children one day, you're going to say, when I was in fifth grade, and you're going to talk about how crazy it was that we ended school early and how you got to stay home and then you did stuff online. It's going to be a year to remember. And I hope that it's a year to remember in a positive way and that you are at home cherishing each of those moments. I know for my family personally, we have really come to realize what's important to us and how important that family time is. We're spending lots of time running around in our backyard, spending lots of time drawing with sidewalk chalk out in the driveway and riding bikes and doing all of those fun things and realizing how nice it is to not be on the go. And while I do miss you dearly and I miss coming to see you each and every day, I hope that you guys have found a nice slow pace that we have also found that you're kind of coming to enjoy. I cannot wait to celebrate with you in person. And I hope that when all of this is over, we get a chance to give those actual hugs and give those congratulations. But until then, thank you again for being my students. Thank you, parents and families, for all of the support you provided this year. Thank you so much for just working hard and being the best you can be through really challenging times. If you want to send me a video message back, if you want to send me an email or a message through Remind or on Schoology, I will definitely be checking those messages. I love you so much and I'm so proud of you. And I can't wait to hopefully see you in person again soon. Goodbye. Congratulations. You're now a sixth grader.